was called Savior House, and it was supposed to be a home to keep these parentless kids safe. They didn't have anybody to care for them, so this was supposed to be a safe haven. However, kids started disappearing, particularly girls, and they did not know where they were going. Are they even alive? Are they used for some other purpose? What really happened to these girls? Now today I'm going to review for you the book What Have We Done by Alex Finlay, which is one of my favorite thriller mystery author. The opening scene is what grabbed my attention. There's 5 of these kids looking down into a hole they dig themselves. One of them has a gun and is going to use it. Now, this is the story of 5 friends that were living at Savior House for different reasons. And we do learn a little bit about each one of them and why they ended up in that house. They were supposed to keep them safe, but there was a lot of bullying. And like I said, little girls were vanishing. And all these kids were trying to figure out where they were going. Now, we fast forward 25 years and we learn that one of them died. But this book is told in 3 different POVs from these kids that are now adults and very successful. And each one of them is facing that somebody is trying to kill them. And it's in the most crazy ways. Like, one was in a cruise, another one was in a mine, the other one was doing a job that was a really dangerous job. And they realized that maybe somebody knows something of what they did 25 years prior. To me, this book is action-packed, fast-paced, with a wild ending. I think big part of what makes a book very easy to read is when there's more than one POV. And in this case, as I mentioned before, there's 3 different ones from 3 of the friends were at Savior's house. Then we also get a perspective from the killer as well. So you take one chapter and it's one person, and the second chapter is another one, the third one is a different one, and then you get the killers here and there, which makes it really fun to me to read because it keeps my attention, because it's moving from one thing to the next, but everything is connected. So I don't find myself getting bored at one particular scene or at one particular character, because I know it's gonna move pretty quickly. Now, the only thing that I could say about this book that I wished it was done in a better way is that the characters were explored in a deeper way. I think there was an opportunity, since these kids were in this kind of house, I thought that that could be a way to talk about their past. But I'm the kind of person that I am more plot driven and no so much character driven, so I feel like that is what makes a thriller very interesting to me. So yes, they could have been explored a little bit better, but it didn't make a difference in my personal experience. The other thing that I could say about this book is that the characters, of course, there are going to be some parts where you're going to have to suspend your disbelief. Some people describe this characters as caricatures. I didn't think so. I felt like the only thing that it makes him seem different is because they're all successful and the kind of jobs that they're doing. Actually, even the one that died recently, you know, it's not the kind of jobs that you expect from kids that were just out of this kind of home or this kind of situation. However, it's not impossible either. And honestly, I've been reading so many new releases that I feel like every once in a while I want to go back to something that I know it's going to pique my interest. Sometimes when I read new releases, I don't know what I'm walking into, and it makes the pace drag, the pace of reading drag for me. And I love to have some of these authors and some of this kind of books there to have as a palate cleanser. And I don't typically reread, but Alex Finlay is one of those authors that I do have a couple of his books that I haven't read. So I'm starting on one of those to kind of be a palate cleanser in between new releases, and maybe the touch themes that I don't read so often and so that way it kind of keeps me entertained. So let me know if you read this book, if you liked it, if you didn't, if you, whatever your thoughts are. I love to read them in the comments down below. As I always say, we can always agree to disagree, but to me this was a great thriller, so I thought I should share it with you. By the way, the audiobook, great. So if you want to do audio or tandem reading, you should totally do it. I think it's more entertaining that way too. Thanks again for being here, guys. I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye, guys.